Okay, I think it's recording. I didn't get my nice little sound that I get. So, welcome, Jennifer Elliott. Welcome to VinYin. If there's any issue where it's not recording or you're not hearing me, just throw it in the chat since it's not putting up all the normal prompts today. But we will work on the hips today, and you're going to want a couple of blocks and a strap. We'll use that for the vinyasa, maybe even a blanket today if you want to sit on that. And then maybe if you want to add a bolster for the yin part. So we'll get started. You can just start on your back in butterfly. Maybe just put the blocks under the knees. Soles of the feet are together. We can support the knees with our props. And then rest your hands where you'd like. They can be out to the side, palms up. They can be hands on the chest, whatever you'd like. And we'll just take a few moments to arrive and find our nice, steady flow of breath. Moving comfortably in and out through the nose. We'll take just a couple more rounds of breath. And while you're breathing, you can interlace the hands, press the palms straight up to the ceiling, and then reach those arms back behind you. Get a good yawn with your extension. Then bring the arms up and overhead. Change the interlace of the fingers. Press the palms up and then reach back behind you again. And then pull the knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. You can take the hands on the knees, cup the knees, fingertips face the toes. Push and pull the knees away. And the next time you push the knees away, split them apart and circle them around. So push, split, and circle. And just do this a few times, getting some nice movement, mobility. Warming up those hip joints, and then take your circle the other direction. Split the knees to the armpits, hands on top of the shins, scrunch at the toes, roll around the ankles. And then make your way, elbows inside of the knees, to happy baby. So you can hold the feet, rock a little side to side. Come to center, lightly press the feet into the hands to anchor the sacrum. And then bring the knees in and rock yourself up to seated. All right, so when you come up to seated, this is where if you choose, you can sit on a blanket. We'll do an open twist before we move into our cat-cows. So you're sitting on the floor or on a blanket, bend your left knees, you pull your left knee into your chest, hands on the shin. Sit up really tall. And we're going to take the right arm up and turn away from the bent knee. Put the fingertips on the floor behind you. And then the elbow is going to go inside of the knee and just resist the elbow and the knee together. Lengthen tall, and then exhale, revolve. Push into the knees, you gently turn away. Inhale, find length. Exhale, resist as you turn away from the bent knee. One more on your own. Then unwind, and we'll do the other side. So bend the right knee, left leg is straight. Sit up tall. If the blanket helps, go ahead and use that. Left hand reaches and drapes back. Fingertips to the floor. Right elbow inside of the knee. We lengthen, inhale. Resist as we twist, exhale. Inhale long. Exhale, revolve. One more breath on your own. And then unwind. You can bring both knees in and make your way to tabletop, hands and knees. And as you find tabletop, our usual cat-cow, which is kind of the base for all of our movements. Inhale, pulling the chest through. Exhale, rounding the spine. Just do a few of those on your own. Inhale, chest forward, very nice. Exhale, round the spine. One more. When you round the spine on this one, press back into child's pose. So hips to heels, press back. Find your breath. Yeah, and then come up hands and knees. And go ahead and take the right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Round the back. Pull that knee into the chest. Inhale the leg back. Exhale the knee to the outer right shoulder. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to the outer right shoulder. Step your foot outside of the hand for lunge. Hands are on the floor or even blocks inside of that lunge as we pick up the back leg. We'll drop the knee down again in a moment, but for now, let's just kind of hang out in our wide lunge. On the palms or on your forearms. We'll drop the back knee down when you're ready. Turn the right toes out about 45 degrees. And then just press that right hand into the right thigh, turning it open a bit. Just getting a nice stretch. Come to center, put your hands on the inside of the knee again as you bring the right leg back to join the left. So the knees are further back than table. Shift forward, go slow through chaturanga on your knees all the way down to your belly. And when you arrive on your belly, take your right arm out to the right. Look away from it. Use your left hand to push into that floor as you roll onto the right side. And enjoy a nice twist. And come back to center. Press up hands and knees. And we'll do the other side. So the left leg reaches back. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to outer left shoulder. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to outer left shoulder. Step your foot outside of the hand for lunge. Boost it if you need. Pick up the back leg and you can remain on your palms or forearms with or without those blocks. But have it be a wide lunge. Your hands are on the inside of the leg. And drop the back knee down when you're ready. Turn the left toes out. You can gently push that left thigh away. Come to center, bring that left knee back to join the right. And you may stay on the knees back behind the hips, or you can come up into plank. In either case, tip forward and go slow to the floor. Elbows hug the body. When you arrive, the left arm out, left ear down, and roll onto that left side. Couple breaths. All right, let's roll all the way back to center. Press yourself up to hands and knees. Tuck the toes under, lift up and back, downward facing dog. And take a moment in down dog. You might want to pedal out the feet or make any other little adjustments. Just joining, welcome. Right. Great, so we're in down dog. Couple of breaths here. And let's round the upper back forward so we end up in plank. Press into the palms, really push the floor away. And then lift from the hips up and back, down dog. Shift forward again, round into plank. And lift up and back, down dog. Let's lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step, step, or hop, top of the mat. We'll come up halfway, get long, hands on the floor, maybe blocks. Exhale and fold. Take your hands onto your hips, lead with the chest, and come on up to stand. Okay, so we're at the top of our mat, our feet are together, and we're going to move through a slow Surya Namaskar B and then one at pace. So feet are together, we're going to sit into chair, Utkatasana, weight in the heels, sit back in the hips, reach those arms up. Inhale here, exhale, let's take a forward fold, let it go. Inhale, come up halfway, wide through the collarbones. Exhale, step to plank, and just pause. This first one, we have a lot of time to just set everything up really well. Corset the navel in, you can always be on the knees. And then from plank or the knees, tip forward, lower chaturanga. Let's hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower to your belly. Inhale for low cobra. It's our first back bend, so let's do another one. Lower back down. Inhale, lift the heart again, maybe higher. Some of you up dog. And when you're ready, down dog. We'll take a few extra breaths here than classic Surya B, so just sort of set it up well. Then we let the left toes turn out 45 degrees. Right foot to the right thumb tip, warrior 1, and arms rise. Sink in. We can bend at the elbows, wing the hands back, and maybe hook the thumbs. Keep a little bend in the elbows, lift the chest, and then kind of dive forward. So again, it's not classic B. Let's bring the hands to the floor, step to plank. From plank or knees, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to your back bend of choice. Exhale, down dog. Again, a few extra breaths. The right toes turn out a little bit. Left foot, left thumb tip. Go ahead and rise, warrior 1. Sink in. Sweep the hands behind you. Let's hook the opposite thumb. We'll call it left thumb in front. Lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, dive forward. Release the hands. Step to plank. And take your full vinyasa, lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale your back bend of choice. And exhale, down dog. All right, we'll be here classically 5 breaths. This can always be table or child's pose, so take care of you. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, drop the seat chair. Press to rise. Arms down by your sides. Okay, classic Surya Namaskar B, 1 breath per movement. Inhale, chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward, inhale, warrior 1. Take longer if you need. You can always be a beat ahead or behind. Exhale, lower through your flow. It'll be optional after this series. From down dog, left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale down through your flow. And down dog. And we'll just rest and digest that dynamic movement. Lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, drop your seat, chair. Press to rise, arms down by your sides. Okay, really nice. So we're going to move into tree. So if you balance better off your mat or near the wall, feel free to move. We're going to pull the right knee in, so I'm mirroring. Ekapada Apanasana, start here. Open the knee to the right, but let's take our arm inside of the knee and resist, just like we did with that seated open twist. So I'm pushing the hand in, the knee is pushing back. Yeah, it just gives us a little deeper. And then reach for the ankle, plant it for tree. So anywhere along that inner thigh, but avoid the knee. Press the foot in, hug the thigh back. Be any kind of tree you want to be. Hands at heart center or overhead. What's that sacral chakra today? So we're connecting to the natural flow. Whether it be the breath or the body, how it moves. And bring the right leg in and step it down. Okay, left knee comes in. Stand tall first, find your balance. Open left. And then again, resist. Arm and knee together, press against one another. And then plant that foot for trees. Just give us a little bit more PNF work, right? So we're engaging the muscles so that it will stretch. And then hands are up to you. We're all a little different today. All right, bring the leg back to center, set the foot down, sit back into chair. Forward fold. Then come up halfway and then squat down. So lift up your heels, squat down onto your feet here. And you can take your knees wide, heels together, hands to your heart. So just finding this little balance on your feet. Or squeeze the knees together, hands on the floor. And as you draw those knees in, you can balance on your hands. For those of you that want to add some arm balances, you can squeeze those thighs and find Bakasana. So balance on the feet or balance on the hands. Great. And we're all going to make our way, when you're done, into downward facing dog. And they're optional now. So some of you may add an extra vinyasa. We did a class earlier, so I'll probably skip a lot of my vinyasas. And then from down dog, we raise the right leg up halfway, just like we did from hands and knees. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale the knee to the outer right shoulder, maybe tap it. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to the same right shoulder and step your foot outside of the hand for lunge, just like that first lunge we did. So if it's available, find your block on maybe medium height, put it on the inside of that right foot, and put your right hand there. And then resist the arm and the knee together, just like we did with that open twist. We'll drop the back heel down, kind of line it up for a warrior 2 foot. Squeeze that right buttock in, And as you're resisting the arm and the leg together, you can take that top arm high for a nice side angle pose that we built from the ground up. And I'll just turn to mirror you. All right, really nice. So let's press into the heels. Come on up, warrior two, Virabhadrasana. Find your pose. Feel that inner thigh lengthening still, outer thigh strengthening. And take the left arm behind the back. Maybe you find that hip crease. The right arm reaches high. Reverse. Straighten up the right leg. Kick the hips back. Let's reach forward. And that right hand can find the block if you're using it, but put it behind the ankle. Lengthen the side waist, and that top arm can stay in the half bind or reach up. We'll have plenty of opportunities to bind today. So if the shoulder is wanting a little freedom, you can take it to the sky. And hug those thigh muscles onto the thigh bones. Reach up and come back into warrior two. Straighten the legs, parallel the toes, hands on hips. And we're usually not quite on the same line, a little too wide. So bring in those feet. Then turn the toes out, squat into your goddess pose. Hands on the inside, right down at the inner knees, and kind of sink in. Press your right hand into the inner thigh, do a little twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the other way. Left hand, left thigh. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come to center. Send those hands straight up to the sky. And we'll be here for 5, 4, find your breath, 3, 2, 1. Press to rise. Hands on your hips, toes are forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. We'll lift the chest, inhale, and exhale, take a forward fold. Hands on the floor, re-lengthen. Lift up the kneecaps, and then fold in as you're ready. Any arm placement you'd like. If you have inversions or other poses you'd like here, go for it. And then gaze up, come up halfway. Turn right, face the front of your mat. I'll face the back of mine, just so I can be in that orientation. Step into plank. Choose a vinyasa or go right to down dog. From down dog, raise the left foot up halfway. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward into plank. Or you can be on hands and knees. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale the knee to the outer left shoulder. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to outer left shoulder. Step your foot outside of the hand for lunge. You may need to grab it, boost it up. Then we're going to move into that side angle. So hand on the blocker floor, inside of the leg. Resist the arm and the knee together. As you draw the right heel down, you want to bring it back quite a bit. And then hug the left buttock in as you lean back and take the right arm high. And again, I'll just turn to mirror. Very nice. Warrior two, bring it up. Right arm behind the back. Left arm high, reverse, just get long in the side waist. And then straighten up the left leg and reach forward with the left hand for triangle. Let's take the block, put it behind the ankle to get it out of the way for the next pose. But then we're trying to line our torso up over this front leg. Keep the half wrap or that top arm high. Firm up your thighs. Inhale, rise. We came up through warrior two for a moment on the other side, and then we'll just straighten it, parallel the toes. We'll go right into Prasarita Padottanasana. So get the feet facing forward, interlace the hands behind you, or grab your strap and go as wide as you need. Lift the chest, inhale, and exhale, forward fold. Great. Relax the arms. Gaze up. Stay low. Turn front, so face the front of your mat, your left lunge. We'll kind of back to where I started. And plank, top of your push-up. If you want a vinyasa, take it. Maybe just a set of push-ups. And then we'll meet in down dog. All right, check in. How are you doing? Let's lift our heels. Bend the knees, look forward, pause, listen. We're going to step or jump the feet outside of the hands. Great. And then once you come into that malasana, toes out, heels in, have a seat in your squat, and you might be sitting on a block, right? Sometimes that feels better on the knees. Any height is fine. And then that same work we've done all practice. We're going to take the left arm and kind of nudge the left leg back. Take the right arm up and just kind of lean back. And then if your shoulders feel like binding at all, take the right arm behind the back. Maybe you take that, not mirroring, I'm just kind of doing it with you. Maybe you wrap around the shin, which I find hard on the block. To bind, so if I was really going to bind on the block, I'd probably use my strap. And then I could just go as wide as I need and open. All right, so take some version of that. Our main goal is just opening the collarbones. Whether you bind or not, it's just up to you and your shoulders. And then we'll do the other side. So the right arm in front of the right leg, press it back. Left arm opens. And take any amount of that bind, but you're in front of the shin. And opening the collarbone. Okay, as we unwind, we're going to let the heels go wide as we take a big forward fold. And we can grab onto the elbows, just hang here. Regroup. Release the hands, heel toe the feet a little closer. And then hands plant as you step into down dog. Some of you will add an extra vinyasa. All right, let's bring this all together. Let's just simply step the right foot forward, warrior one. Come on up. Let's take it wider so that right foot goes wider so you have more width of your mat, like all those other wide lunges. Sweep the hands behind you, and then you decide, do you want to interlace hands? Do you want to grab your strap? Maybe just hands on hips. Humble warrior one. Lift the chest, inhale. Exhale, dive forward, maybe a little bit or all the way. Hug the right hip in. Inhale, the arms rise, warrior one. Open to the left, adjust the feet, warrior two. Again, I'm mirroring. Inhale, reverse the warrior, straighten the right leg. And exhale, triangle pose. Any variation you'd like here. Firm up the thighs. Inhale, rise. Sink into your lunge. One last time on this side. Reach up, right arm high. And the right hand on the inside of the leg, on the floor or block. Take that last opportunity for a side angle. And some of you may bind. What happens when you go to bind? The chest goes way forward, the hip goes way back. So if you do bind, you want to draw your chest back, pull the hips in. Of course, you can be higher, just elbow on thigh. All right. Let's take the top arm high if it wasn't. Just pinwheel it down to the floor. Come up onto the back toes and release that back knee down. So for you, it'll be your left knee. I'll just stay here. I was mirroring, but I'm not now. So your back knee should be your left knee. Just let it sink into the lunge. And then hinge back, bring the front toes up. Just kind of fold over that front leg. And step back into plank. Yogi's choice, vinyasa, or right to down dog. So vinyasas are a great palate cleanser. They create a little symmetry, a little extra work if you're looking for it. But it's also nice to skip and spend that extra time really supported in down dog or in child's pose. All right, step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Arms rise. Take the left foot wider and sweep the hands back for humble warrior one. Interlace or use your strap. Lift the chest, inhale. If you're diving, dive forward, move to the inside of the near ankle. Send those arms up high. Inhale, the arms rise. Exhale, open to the right. Warrior two, adjust the feet. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Straighten the left leg and exhale, triangle. Any version here. Firm up the thighs, inhale, rise. Warrior two. And then our last time, our side angle. If it helps, do a little reverse. I like to do that to get the length. And then left hand down rather, or elbow on the thigh. Right arm high, your last version here of binding, or at the very least, just opening the chest. All right, let's go ahead and pinwheel that top hand down. Come up onto the back toes and release the back knee down. For you, it'll be your right knee. I was mirroring, so it looks different. So the back knee drops. And then hinge back, stretch over the front leg. And then shift forward, step into plank. Take your final vinyasa, or just meet us in down dog, yogi's choice. Lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, drop the seat, chair. Press to rise. Arms down by your sides. Okay, really nice. So you're in Tadasana. We're going to move into chair. If you're on the floor, don't worry, we're going to meet you there. We're going there too. So sit back into chair. And then how low can you go? Until eventually you're on your seat. Okay, nice job. So we're almost done with vinyasa. We're going to move into yin in a moment. I'm going to move my props out of my way. And we'll take just a little bit of abdominals and then we'll move into a bridge. So if you want to kind of just stay stationary, feet on the floor, hands on the shins, lift your chest or arms forward. Otherwise, raise yourself into boat. Or if you want to add the dynamic movement, inhale, lie back, toes in line with eyes, and then exhale, bring it in. Okay, if you're moving, inhale, lie back, exhale, bring it in. 4 more if you're moving. All right, when you get to this one, just hold, hover for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. So wherever you are, you end up in kind of a nice little Shavasana rest. And then you can go ahead and bend your knees. Place your feet onto the floor. We're almost in yin, but we'll do a nice little bridge first. I'm taking out my ponytail because it would hinder my ability to have a nice neutral neck. Head on the floor. I'm going to grab the edges of the mat, walk those arm bones underneath, and lift the hips into my bridge. Well, we've done a lot of this work. So it should feel pretty good if you want to try to interlace the hands. But if you're over it, I get it. Root down through the feet. Find your breath. And stretch that front body evenly. Lower the hips. The knees knock in. Take a little rest. We'll take a second back bend. It could be that same bridge. If you have a big back bend you'd like Urdhva, go for it. Or if you're ready to go into yin, maybe you just put that block under the seat and make it a supported bridge. I'll do the latter just so that you can see that. So take bridge or Urdhva. Or if you're moving it into a yin pose right away, put the block under the seat and support yourself in bridge. All right, if you're in an active back bend, lift the hips and lower the spine. And then those of you that just came out of your back bend, grab your block, or this could also be your bolster. Lift your hips and slide that prop under the seat for your supported bridge. And then once you're there, bend your knees, lift your feet to the ceiling. This could also be legs up the wall if you don't have a block or that just feels nicer for you. We are in our first yin pose. So I'll set my timer for 3 minutes. Okay. So the vinyasa portion, the beginning of our practice was dynamic. It was building heat, strength, flexibility. We were working against gravity to affect a change. And this last part of our practice, our yin, is about working with the gravity. We're not trying to do anything, even increase flexibility. We're just finding a suggested shape. I'm not allowing time and gravity to create any changes. And so in the meantime, we just become mindful. Mindful maybe of the breath or the thoughts, the sensation, whatever you'd like. Okay, we're at the halfway point. We've got about 90 seconds left, so make changes if you need. You come out early, just enjoy your rest. 40 seconds. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. Lift your hips, remove that prop. Hips on the floor, leave them on the floor. Resist the urge to pull them in. You need to move, knock the knees in. And just feel if there's any warmth or sensation at the lower back. You can windshield wiper your knees side to side. And we're going to move into a twist. So I'm going to do this with a strap. If you'd rather do a different twist, you are welcome to. So I'm going to take my strap over my right foot and I'm going to put the strap closer to the heel so I can just drive the heel down with the strap. I'm just kind of anchoring that femur bone into the hip socket. Straps into the left hand. I can put the right thumb in the right hip crease, really pin that hip away, and then cross the right leg over the body to the left for my twist. And I can keep pushing that right femur away as I twist. And then once I'm there, setting up, opening up the right arm. And we'll be here, we'll just do 2 minutes just because I want to make sure we get our final hip opener in. Okay, so 2 minutes in this twist or your own. We're not married to the specific pose. Maybe on this pose, you become mindful of sensation. Is it local or broad? Does it move? Does it change? Is it sharp or dull? I'm not judging it if it's sharp and that's kind of a nerve we want to back off. But otherwise, for this last minute, we just notice. What do we feel? What are those sensations? Thirty seconds. All right, you come back to center, release the leg, and then we'll do the other side. So if you're following my version of the twist, strap over the heel, just kind of drive that heel down to get that femur bone rooted in the hip socket. Left thumb, left hip crease as you pin it away. And then we'll cross that leg over the body for our twist. In my case, I have a wall here, so I'm going to use it. That might be something you use in your space as well. Whatever twist you choose, we're here for 2 minutes. Halfway through, 1 minute left. Thirty seconds. This can be really emotional. So sometimes in these poses, we feel like we want to jump out of our skin. I feel like it's hard to just stay. So if you have those feelings, think of them like a wave. They'll come, they'll go, but they don't always stay, right? They change. Let's bring the leg up, lower it down. And then we'll find our way to our seat, or I can give you this pose at the wall. But we did a lot of external hip openers. So I want to cross the legs just to kind of give the sacrum some nice space. Some of you will sit on your blanket. We're going to move into Gomukhasana, or in Yin, it's called shoelace. So bringing one knee on top of the other, trying to level the hips on the floor or the blanket, and you could just stay. Or since we did a lot of shoulder extension, if you want to add eagle arms, maybe resting on the blocks, you're welcome to do that as well. And I'd like to stay longer, but I think 2 minutes is all we'll have time for. So just kind of a little mini yin, a little tapas of yin. And then those of you that want to try this at the wall, just slide those legs up the wall. And then you can slide one leg over the other and let the feet slide down to either side. You can always add variations with the arms as well. All right, so you're in your pose. About another minute here. Maybe on this pose, become mindful of your thoughts. We don't have to judge the thoughts, but we can just label them. Maybe positive, negative, neutral. Maybe you label them past, future, present. When a thought pops up, just label it and then return to your breath. unwind whatever you're doing, the other side into those outer hips. Maybe you're adding the arms. And we're here again for 2 minutes. We can continue our mindfulness of thought. We didn't have a lot of time on the first side, but we can continue that. And you might even notice if the thoughts are different or the same on this side, right? Which side was more intense. A minute to go. Thirty seconds. Unwind. And let's take the finishing forward fold. For some of you, it might be a split leg stretch like dragonfly, Upishta. I'm going to take caterpillar or seated forward fold. But we're here for 2 minutes. We'll just stick with that 2 minutes. And then we'll move into Shavasana. So some version of forward fold for you. Allow this final pose to just become mindful of your breath. It might be a little limited if you're in a forward fold, so you can breathe into the back ribs. But just observe the quality of your breath for this final pose. You have 30 seconds to go. All right. And slowly make your way out. And then you decide, do you want to move into a Shavasana, maybe bend the knees or support the knees, or a seated meditation, your choice. And we'll be here for 3 minutes to finish our practice. Shavasana or seated meditation. If you're in meditation, you might meditate on sound, just noticing what you hear. The bell will go off again in 3 minutes. We'll consider this our ultimate yin pose. And a journey back. If you're in Shavasana, you can gradually start to transition to your side. Once you're on your side, you can slowly press upright to seated. Once you're in a seat, hands to your heart in gratitude for all the time and energy you've put into you. Lift your heart, bow your head. Namaste. Thanks, yogis. I hope you have a good class. I will stay on if you want to chat. Otherwise, I'm here the rest of the week, but I'm gone next week. And Shiloh and Alfie are my subs to give them some sub love. All right. See you later.